This is a recording on dispelling one of the mysteries of the human condition, and that mystery is the mystery of circumcision and how bewildering it is to many people why we snip and remove the foreskin of babies and how much pain that causes the baby and how the practice or procedure has died out, but what the consequence of that is. And I'm going to start with open this up with a quote by Thomas Sage, and he says that I believe the time has come to acknowledge that the practice of routine circumcision rests on the absurd premise that the only mammal in creation born in the condition that requires immediate surgical correction is the human male. So again, I believe the time has come to acknowledge that the practice of routine circumcision rests on the absurd premise that the only mammal in creation born in the condition that requires immediate surgical correction is the human male. And Richard Dawkins writes, if circumcision has any justification at all, it should be medical only. Parents' religion is the worst of all reasons, pure child abuse. George Carlin writes, I also survived circumcision, a barbaric practice designed to remind you as early as possible that your genitals are not your own. Warren Farrell writes, when we commit violence against an infant girl, we call it child abuse. When we commit violence against an infant boy, we call it circumcision. Warren Farrell then writes, were we still to be circumcising the hood of the female clitoris, we would not have difficulty considering this is a continuation of our tradition to keep girls sexually repressed. America's reflexive continuation of male circumcision, without research, reflects the continuation of our tradition to desensitize boys to feelings of pain, to prepare them to question the disposability of their bodies no more than they would question the disposability of their foreskins. And the next is a from a website, yourwholebaby.org on phimosis. Does my child have phimosis? Physiologic phimosis is the normal, non-retractable state of a healthy foreskin. In children, foreskin is attached to the glans, penis head, by a membrane that naturally dissolves over many years with hormone production and self-exploration. The average age of foreskin retractability is about 10 years old, with a wide range of normal. Foreskin may go through various degrees of attachment in children. Yeast imbalance may temporarily affect the elasticity of the foreskin, but can be treated. Unless there is discomfort during sexual activity or arousal, there is no need to worry about foreskin's elasticity or ability to retract. Pathologic phimosis occurs when scarred or altered tissue affects the elasticity of the foreskin as a result of forced retraction or a rare skin disease called ballantitis exotica obliterans. And my own personal experience is that phimosis can be nature's birth control. If the guy's foreskin won't retract at the age of, say, 17 or 18, 19, Look at the positive side. There will be no teenage pregnancy. Just give it some time. Uh, Getting steroid cream from a doctor and self exploration might solve the problem. I realize there are all sorts of deformities and diseases in this world, and in some cases, a surgery to remove the foreskin may be required. But you probably just need to give it some time and care. We don't always need to take immediate action. Premarital sexual intercourse also has its hazards. And so that foreskin not going back can really protect the young person and save them a lot of trouble. A pregnancy scare at age 17 is really not a fun time. Young offenders are a real thing. Shoplifting a pregnancy test because you are scared out of your wits and have no money is not much of a crime. I'm all for family planning, and I don't support teenagers drinking alcohol, smoking weed, and getting access to the car. To do what? If they are driving a car, it should be going to work. That is the top priority, not making new friends with the car. And Genital Autonomy Revolution replied, how would Phimosis prevent teenage pregnancy? That was their question. And my reply is, if by phimosis we mean cannot retract the foreskin, then that means the penis cannot enter the vagina. You would have to have a phimosis penis to understand that situation. There's not going to be any penetration. You're limited to oral sex or other types of foreplay. Um, One source from Sparta, boys were all circumcised at birth to ensure a large population, to intimidate other cultures. So, maximizing human reproduction via circumcision guaranteed strength in numbers. So, if you're a population of boys, of men, five up to 5% of those men aren't going to be able to get their foreskin back, and they're not going to be able to penetrate into the female. And that's for a culture that wants a lot of babies. Circumcision is going to guarantee or ensure that there's going to be a lot of sexual intercourse. And if you're a culture that wants to curb reproduction and prevent uh, teenage intercourse, circumcision might not be a good idea. And that phimosis is, it's natural. It's you're not going to be able to have sexual intercourse right when you want to, and you might have to wait, and you might have to take various precautions. But that goes to show you about like an intelligent designer and evolution, and how there's all sorts of random variation in Darwinian natural selection. And that phimosis is an example of how nature is um, either to your advantage or to your disadvantage. And it's a blind random variation. And for the 16 or 17-year-old male who has no problem retracting his foreskin and can easily engage in sexual intercourse, you're lucky. You're just lucky. And if you manage to get a lady pregnant when you're a teenager because of that, you're also unlucky. Um, it's dynamite. Sexuality is dynamite, and it's explosive, and it's there's no easy solution. As H.L. Mencken writes, there is always an easy solution to every problem, neat, plausible, and wrong. And when it comes to young people, remember, lying and stealing are next door neighbors. George Carlin writes, when you're born in this world, you're given a ticket to the freak show. When you're born in America, you're given a front row seat.